Welcome, speculators. There's a little prospect generation company that I love to follow called Millrock Resources, and they've been putting out a couple of news releases. So the latest news release, or an older news release I haven't reported on, is Millrock begins drilling in the Alaska Peninsular Copper Gold Project. They've got a partner putting $2 million budget into drilling this project in Alaska. And what does that mean to Millrock? Millrock is a small company. They got $4.7 million market cap. Looking at their latest financials, they've got $2.7 million in cash. If you do the math, that's about a $2 million enterprise value on Millrock. So a company that's trading for $2 million in the marketplace got a deal where their partner is putting up $2 million to go work one of their properties, and the partner keeps a smaller piece of that property. They don't keep the whole thing. They don't keep the whole company. As a speculator, we can buy the whole company for $2 million, where the partner is putting up $2 million for just a piece of one of their properties. I think is kind of neat. That's nice gearing, nice leverage, and a way to think about the valuations of these companies. Now, there might be nothing that comes out of that program, and it doesn't mean anything, but I think it increases our odds to look at those kinds of ratios. And after they announced that one, they announced a new news release just a day or two ago. Millrock is doing it again. They've got another partner they won't name this time for strategy reasons. The guys there say the partner doesn't want to be known shopping in the area. So they've got this little Millrock company buying up stuff and working, being their front man. And so Millrock paid $20,000 for one project and $100,000 for a database of information around the area, and they basically locked up this area and got a whole bunch of information from money, millions of dollars. They say $5 million, at least $5 million exploration work that was spent in the past work in this area. They get all that information and access to the properties for pennies on the dollar. Whether that information is useful or not, Millrock seems to believe so, and they've got a partner willing to pay for it. So Millrock's not paying for it. Their partner's paying to buy that property in that database, and they get to see if they can make those projects work. So why are they buying up properties and databases in this area? They're buying them from this company Corvus Gold, and Corvus Gold's website talks about maybe make it a little bit bigger, they talk about the West Pogo property that they're buying in the area. And Pogo is a name synonymous in Alaska with gold mining, because there's a gold deposit that was found, these high grade gold veins. I think it was found in the 80s, but it started getting more known in the 90s, eventually built. In 2001 they had they published numbers, and it was like 18 or 19 grams a ton gold over some good size, a couple million ounce gold deposit. And since then, Sumitomo has been the main investor, and they've been putting the money in there to make that thing work and going after it and developing it. And they keep finding more veins. The veins in this area are broken with faults that go through the region. So they follow the vein until you get to the fault, and then figure out which way the fault went to figure out where the vein would be from there. So they've got those complexities as well as parallel veins. So they find one vein, and then a ways over to the side, geological theory, if it's all held together and not tilted or anything, they find another vein, and then they find another vein. So over time they've been finding these veins, good grades and size, and chase them down, and they've been mining this thing. So the mine just keeps growing as they explore, and because of that and the grades and size of this, people are interested in that Pogo deposit, and they want to find another one like it. And so ever since this one's been found, exploration companies have been looking around the area, and they've been taking samples, and they've been searching for another one, but they haven't found the next Pogo style gold deposit. They've got smoke and sniffs and ideas, but they haven't found the treasure box of resources to dig into and sell. So we got a down market like this, and those projects are trading hands. Millrock's picking up and going for it. So we'll see if Millrock and their partner that they're not naming can figure it out and hit one out of the park from here. One of the other things that you might not know or realize, that doing these kinds of deals in Alaska, unlike lots of Canadian jurisdictions, the Alaskans don't report their findings over time. If the American custom is, if you drill it and you collect information and you study it, that's your intellectual knowledge. That's worth money. It's not something that you give away or you report to the government per se. And so the regulations of reporting that information are much less or non-existent in Alaska compared to most parts of Canada or all of Canada. So past exploration programs, over a certain amount of time after they do the exploration, they report this stuff in Canada. And so if you're coming and you're exploring the area, you can look through government reports of what other people have found and studied and taken samples of, and get an idea of where to start instead of starting fresh. But in Alaska, you don't have those government databases like you have in Canada. And some people would say that's good, and some people say it's bad. But as an entrepreneur, you don't want to start from scratch. You want to start from where everyone else is leaving off to grow and expand from there. And to be able to do that, you pretty much have to partner or buy or get a hold of or know of the information that's already out there. And so Millrock is buying this database of a bunch of previous operators' works to get a foot up in the area and take off from where the previous companies left off instead of starting from scratch. And so that can be it can have a lot of intrinsic value to help their business in the future. And so I think that's creative and nice to see Millrock doing those kinds of deals and getting the partner to pay for it. It says the partner believes in them. It lowers the risk to us as speculators by having the partner paying and believing in these projects, and I think increases the odds in a creative way for us as speculators to make a find in a company like this. So that's why I'm interested in watching Millrock Resources. I like these news releases coming through, and if you're interested in following Millrock or buying shares, I suggest you look at Millrock's website, sign up for their news releases, and if you'd like more updates from me, please hit subscribe below. If you have questions, comments, I'd love to hear them. There should be some comment boxes below. You can type your comments in there, and I'll try to reply as I can. Thank you for listening.